In the United States, coffee has become a physiological baseline. Most Americans navigate the morning through a deeply codependent relationship with the beverage, treating it as an essential emotional support system required to survive the early hours. The empty mug serves as a social perimeter. We actively demand isolation, issuing warnings to family and coworkers that human interaction is prohibited until the first dose has been administered. This dependency functions like modern digital infrastructure. As the animated signal here drains to empty, the individual's connection to the world drops with it. Only when the coffee bean catalyst enters the system does the signal return to full strength. For the modern American, the morning roast is a piece of critical infrastructure. It is the mandatory operating power required for basic human operation. The severity of this dependency is visible in the physical state of the uncaffeinated. They typically present a blank, glassy, and entirely unresponsive stare. Skipping a single day triggers a predictable systemic collapse. It starts with a dull pressure behind the eyes, followed by a total erosion of patience, and eventually leads to a state of complete mental exhaustion. The brain enters a state of total suspension. It is a perpetual state of buffering, where the system remains stalled until an external catalyst initiates the boot sequence. Attempting a cheerful "good morning" at this stage is a tactical error. The recipient is likely to interpret a friendly greeting as a direct provocation or a threat. The pre-coffee individual is effectively a dormant machine. They are powered down and immobile, waiting for the chemical signal that allows them to finally join the rest of society. Obtaining that signal requires navigating the modern coffee shop, a high-stress environment that feels less like a store and more like an obstacle course designed to test one's resolve. A simple request for caffeine now requires a technical breakdown of temperature, dairy alternatives, and syrup pumps. We've even discarded standard measurements for a proprietary faux Italian vocabulary just to access a medium cup. Even after mastering the terminology, the gauntlet ends with a final indignity. The barista asks for a name, only to transform a simple identity into something unrecognizable, like banana. Most people simply surrender. They answer to the ridiculous name because waiting another minute is unthinkable. We endure the modifiers, the strange sizes, and the public loss of identity because the biological need for the catalyst has stripped away any concern for personal pride. Once that liquid is consumed, the transition is instantaneous. The afterstate officially takes hold. The change is jarring. The previously unresponsive person is suddenly vibrating with an aggressive cheerfulness, loudly declaring their intention to conquer the workday. The shift suggests a completely different persona has been patched over the previous one, installing a high-energy temperament that was entirely absent minutes prior. This creates a strange social environment where people brag about their intake, proudly announcing they've already finished 3 or 4 cups before the first meeting of the day. This isn't an achievement, it's a physiological emergency. At that volume, the natural chemistry is entirely displaced by espresso. The transition reveals the full scope of the caffeine override. It goes beyond masking sleep deprivation to actively rewriting the individual's behavioral profile. Then there are those who push this dependency to its illogical conclusion, the people who choose to brew a fresh pot at 8 o'clock at night. It's a choice that ignores every biological rhythm. You have to wonder what possible midnight task could justify a fresh infusion of stimulants right before bed. The result is an inescapable mental replay mode. They spend the night staring at the ceiling, their hyperactive brain meticulously analyzing every social mistake they've made since the 2nd grade. It is a strange reality to consider. A tiny, brown bean has managed to exert absolute dictatorial control over human behavior and personality. Modern American society doesn't run on an electrical grid. It runs on the momentum of a massive caffeine dependency, a cycle where a single bean dictates exactly how we function and treat one another. Since we're all in this together, let's see where the numbers land. Head to the comments and tell us, how many cups of coffee have you had so far today? Be honest.